Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxenhunt. Today I've been waiting for this bow to come in, so we are going to get right to it and compare these two bows. We've got the HOYT Helix Turbo versus the HOYT Axius Alpha. So I have not shot the Alpha yet. I have shot the Turbo once, but really excited to get a shot through this Axios Alpha. And let's see how it shoots. So if you guys want to see how these bows compare to each other, then go ahead and stay tuned. First up, we've got the HOYT Axius Alpha. So this is the 29.5-inch axle to axle HOYT aluminum bow for the flagship aluminum bow that they have. So let's go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot this. I mean, feels good in my hand. Weight feels light. That's a pretty solid draw cycle though, holy cow. Shoots pretty dang good. This has always been like my favorite model that the HOYT makes, is just their shorter axle aluminum bows. It's been, the first one I bought was the Defiant, and I really like that bow. I wish I would have kept it. So I've always wanted to get another one. So this one might, haven't shot it yet, so this one might win now that I've shot it. Solid in the hand though, and the second I draw back, the pen just stays so steady on the target. Hand shock wise, there's honestly not that much. But let's pay close attention to it right here at this third shot. That draw cycle, it is kind of aggressive dropping into that back wall, but it stays very strong. Very little hand, like actual hand shock. It does not really jump forward, but kind of just rebounds forward just a little bit. The back wall is just solid. Let's see, I'll show you guys. You see that bottom cam? So that's me tugging on it. I mean, it's just solid. Let's go ahead with another shot. Honestly, I'm really excited to throw a stabilizer on here and see how this one actually shoots and how it feels, because this might be one of my new favorites. All right, so I just threw this 8-inch HOYT stabilizer on the front. Let's go ahead and see how that shoots. Adding that. Very dead. Solid. Wow, hold on. There is no hand shock there. Let's go ahead with a second shot with that 8-inch stabilizer. Yeah, that shoots really good. I'm very happy with the way that Axios Alpha shoots. It's set at 70 pounds with a 30-inch draw length. Shooting very smooth. very happy with that. So let's go ahead and throw it up against the Helix Turbo. Kind of the initial differences on these two bows are the cams. Obviously have two completely separate cams. We got the ZTR cam on the Axius Alpha and ZT Turbo Pro cam on the Turbo. So let's stick those right up next to each other. So the Turbo's got a little bit of a smaller cam, but it is a little bit more aggressive to get that extra speed. It's got that flat wall with that hard turn on it right there at the top. But also you can't adjust the draw length. You have to get a whole different mod for adjusting the draw length, so that's kind of a downside. There's no adjustment there. On the Axios Alpha, there is quite a bit of adjustability. This one is going to be able to go from 28 to 30. So this is the number 2 cam, or is it the 3 cam? I feel like they change it. Yeah, right there, number 3 cam. Those measurements used to be the number 2 cam, but it's number 3 cam. And this is the cam that I would buy for my bow. So this would be the exact setup that I would get. So that's really nice. You're able to have a little bit of adjustability there. The risers, the risers are a little bit different, as you can see there. So this has the old Helix riser turned into a Turbo, and then this is the new Axios riser. A little bit of a difference there. You've got this curved part in the middle of the riser, and this one doesn't have that. I don't know if it takes any weight out or adds stiffness to the bow itself. Also new for this one, the Axios Alpha, it's got the dovetail clamp on area for the integrated rest that HOYT is going to have for this bow. So that has that. The Turbo does not. They both have front and rear stabilizer mounts. They both have, looks like, I'm pretty sure the same limb pockets. Limb pockets haven't changed. Both great shooting bows. So let's go ahead and just throw a quick round through the Turbo and see exactly how this one's feeling right up after shooting that Axios Alpha. So honestly, the valley on the Alpha is a little bit bigger, but I feel like the draw cycle is almost smoother on this Turbo. But I'm gonna have to go grab my arrows real quick, and then we're gonna be able to find out. All right, so let's go with a second shot out of this Turbo and see how that draw cycle feels. Very solid. There's a lot more weight that you need to be able to hold there in the back wall. I feel like probably not that actual way, but kind of feels that way compared to this. I feel like this one has a more aggressive draw cycle. Like it doesn't drop. It like, basically when you're hitting that valley, this one doesn't drop in. It's kind of like a gradual let off. And then the Turbo, I feel like it drops in, not harsh or anything, but it's just a little bit different like that. Let's go ahead and shoot one more out of this Turbo, and then we're gonna go shoot both of these through the chronograph and see how they're shooting, how fast they're shooting. I like that Turbo a lot. Let's go see. So comparing those two bows so far with just shooting, they both, shoot really good, feel good in the hand, not very much hand vibration at all. There's two that I just shot out of the Turbo touching. Hopefully I didn't break a knock. I'll have to double check. Just pull 2 arrows out at once. I think the knocks are good. Anyway, yeah, both bows shoot really good. Let's go ahead and go throw those on the scale and see how much they're weighing. See what the difference are with the weight. Both have the exact same sight on it with the exact same rest. And see which one's heavier, see which one's lighter, shoot them through the chrono, see which one shoots faster. All right, let's go ahead and get these babies on the scale up here. Let's turn the scale on. So this is the HOYT Axius Alpha. Maybe, there we go. All right, we are at a whopping 5.23, and that's with a whisker biscuit and then just a simple sight there to shoot here in the shop. So there is the Axius Alpha, and then here is the Helix Turbo. Let's go ahead and reset this. Throw this on there. The last one's 5.23, I believe. 5.25. Same with the whisker biscuit. The exact same sight there on the bow. So very similar weights there. This one does have a little longer axle, so the extra weight's gonna be coming from that. So let's go ahead and turn on the chronograph and then shoot through that. All right, first up, let's do 2 shots out of the Helix Turbo. .304. Second shot out of the Turbo. Duplicate 304. So that's good. Yeah, very consistent shots with those two. So now let's go ahead with the Axius Alpha. First shot out of the Axius Alpha. Hold on. Remove this tag so that tag's not catching on anything. Oh. All right, first shot. .307. So that one is a little bit faster. I will say this does have an inch longer draw length. The Turbo we couldn't change to the 30. And then I just kept this one at 30. That's my bad, guys. 306. So you are getting quite a bit of speed out of that Axius Alpha, which is really nice. Just kind of the draw cycles are going to be a little bit different on the two bows, but they both shoot really good. So let's go back out to the range and then do 2 arrow groups with the bows and see how tight we can get those groups. All right, let's go with a 2 arrow group here with the Axius Alpha and then put it up against the Turbo on a 2 arrow group and see which one does better. Second shot with the Axius Alpha. I really like this bow, I really do. I don't know which one I'm gonna want to pick after this. And then the Helix Turbo. Go ahead and shoot this one. Things are hitting hard. These bows do shoot really good. All right, let's go see that 2 arrow group and see how they're shooting and comparing to each other. So first up was the Axius Alpha, which is right here. So 2 really good shots there, good group. And then down here is the Turbo. So Turbo does have a little bit of a tighter group. Not saying that the bow had anything to really do with that. Most likely the archer that's putting the bullets where they're going. But just kind of gives you a good perspective on how they're shooting, but both bows shoot really, really good. Alright guys, this video is coming to an end. We have the HOYT Helix Turbo and the HOYT Axius Alpha. Both really great shooting bows. Both shot really, really well. Both feel really good in the hand. Both have very minimum hand vibration and jump forward. Both have really good draw cycle. I feel like the Axius Alpha is a little bit more of a, like, it's harder to draw. They're both the same weight. I don't know, but it's still a smooth drawing bow. The Turbo does have a little bit of a longer axle to axle than the Axios Alpha does. So, but I mean, it's only like an inch or two, so not too much of a difference there. Both settle in really well. Honestly, they shoot like the exact same. It just depends if you want a turbo or not, I guess. So, honestly, I would take either one of these bows. Be more than happy to shoot either one. I do like the Valley a little bit more on the Axios Alpha here, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and say the Axios Alpha would be my bow of choice today out of these two bows. So anyway, thanks guys again for tuning in. Thanks to Terry here at TNT Archery for always giving me a good story and letting me shoot his bows. Anyway guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button on this video, and I'm just gonna keep throwing content out at you guys left and right. But it's time to go. Gotta get home, hang out with the wife, give her some time, stay away from bows, hang out with her. But anyway, thanks guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.